Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. You may have noticed that I'm letting my hair grow. There is a reason and a big old story behind it. Years ago, I was doing a television show, The Bertice Berry Show, and I had long dreadlocks. I wore dreadlocks for about 40 years. I was on television. This was in the 90s, the early 90s. There was nobody else on television with dreadlocks. There were no athletes with dreadlocks. It was me, and people thought I was crazy. So at the end of the first year, the executives came to me and told me that they wanted to cut my dreadlocks off so I could look normal. Yeah, they said that and some other stuff that I won't go into because it's a whole nother story and it's not pretty. Anyway, they said that they would renew the show for 3 years and give me a signing bonus of $1 million if I would do that. Yeah, that happened. I gave it a couple of days of thought and thought deeply about it, and I realized that if it was worth that much to someone else for me to not be who I am, then it should be worth more to me to be and exist and live and breathe as I knew I should. And so I turned it down, and the show was canceled. Years later, I suffered a pretty bad head injury, and going through all the MRIs and all the stuff and the stuff, I needed to cut my hair off. But I didn't want to cut my hair off because I felt that I had held on to it for that reason and because nobody was going to give me $1 million for cutting it off. But I had held on to it for all that time, and I felt I didn't want to let go, but I had to. And finally I did. I wore it out a little bit and then realized it was just better to just shave it close. And I've worn my hair that way for the last several years. And recently, I've been letting it grow back, and there's a reason for that. First of all, I didn't really process all of those things and all of those changes and all of that stuff. It was something that happened that I didn't want to talk about. It was ugly. It was just not good. It was abusive. The whole situation that I went through, and so I just didn't talk about it. And lately, I've been working with L'Oreal Salon Centric, which is a division of L'Oreal, and listening to hair stories and listening to all these beautiful people who work in the industry, listening and talking with professionals who do this work, who stylists are not just stylists. They are chemists, they are scientists, they are therapists, they are light bearers, they are amazing people. And even though my work is in belonging and diversity, I never thought that in this area of something that I thought of as just exterior, that there would be such depth and such an avenue for really cutting through the differences and literally the differences in texture. One of the things that I learned and heard was that every single hair has its own blood supply. That'll preach. Anyway, with working with these wonderful people who have amazing products, and I started testing them and trying them and doing them, and I found peace with my hair again. I started letting it grow and found out it was all right. It's all right to be myself a different way with a little bit of hair or a lot of hair. Who knows what it's going to be? But we all have these things in us that were painful, that caused a wound, that caused a hurt. And then we found we had to let go of something that we thought we were fighting for or holding on for. And then we found out we could just be. It's a big old story and a big old life. I'm real grateful to the people of L'Oreal who are not just box checkers when it comes to diversity. They are truly seeking a way to help everybody see their own beauty. I know I'm seeing mine. I love you.